joined by a lady who is an expert in the field of cybersecurity. Stella Magana,
Hi, Double O.
happy Easter.
Happy Easter to you too.
What do you mean that I'm actually funny? What do you mean? Was that ever in doubt or question?
No. It's actually real. I've had to hold my breath severally.
No, forget about that guy asking me for Phil Collins. And on Double O Direct, I only play female artists.
I know, right?
Yeah, Phil Collins. But the fact of the matter is, we're here to talk about cybersecurity and how people can protect themselves from getting hacked, online abuse, their, identity being taken over.
Yes.
Before we get to that, what is She Hacks?
Well, She Hacks is a community of females all over Kenya, different counties, different backgrounds, that is mainly to provide a platform for interaction to help them grow in the cybersecurity space, in their workplace, because we noticed there's a very huge gap in terms of representation, and many females were actually running away from that field. So it came up to provide that platform.
So when you talk about data protection and what people need to know on the services that She Hacks is trying to provide, what data is firstly being collected online? Because you said you couldn't find me. I was a ghost.
Actually, Double O is quite a ghost online. She's as vibrant in person, but online she's quite a ghost. I was actually impressed.
You couldn't find my husband?
Nothing.
You couldn't find my boyfriend? You couldn't find my son?
Yes.
Okay,
I didn't
boyfriend
even know
down
if you're
there.
married. That was nice. Which kind of data is collected? First of all, every platform collects data.
Yes.
From your own mobile phone.
Yes.
From your own ISP. From the computer you use, the OS you use.
Yes.
And the kind of data they collect depends on what you've allowed them to collect. And it cuts across personal data, browsing data, all sorts of data. And they use it for their marketing needs, for them to improve the different services that they give you.
Yes.
And that's all about what kind of data they collect.
We'll find out how you can limit the amount of data you give out after some crystal waters.
Spice.
I am seated with Stella Magana. She is a cybersecurity expert. We are talking about how to keep yourself safe online whilst, because Double O's Mad Rush is on whilst. I give you the opportunity to save yourself 500 shillings on your electricity bill, or to save 500 shillings when you buy airtime worth 1,000 shillings or more. Please download the Jumia Pay app. It's the blue one. Download it, follow a few simple steps, and save yourself some money this Easter Saturday. Stella, they're collecting all our data.
Oh, yes.
I was trying to buy a Facebook ad the other day. I keyed in my telephone number. I thought, okay, that's a bit, okay. I gave them my telephone number. Then they're like, an ID. And I was like, a passport or national ID. And I thought, are these guys care? What is happening?
It depends. For example, what you just told me, they had to deliver it to you, right?
Yes.
So they need to know how is this person collecting the item. That's why they ask for the ID. However, when it comes to giving out your data...
No, this is a Facebook ad.
Oh, ad.
This is a digital advert for Facebook that I wanted to promote certain products and services. And I'm wondering, why do they need my ID for me to be able to buy an advert?
Now, how to circumvent that? Because you need to buy the advert nonetheless.
Yes.
You need to have proxy details.
Okay.
That's what we do in the cybersecurity field.
Yes.
You want to maybe do what you just did.
Yes.
And I don't want you to know much about me. I'll give you a fake email address, a fake phone number, a fake ID. They'll never verify, but I'll still get access to your services.
So we know what data is being collected. It's everything.
Oh, yes.
We know that the data is being used for their marketing and their sales purposes and
Yes.
their private agenda.
Yes.
The other thing we know is that, yes, you have to provide something, but it doesn't have to be the exact thing that is being requested.
Exactly, yeah.
So what are cookies?
Well, when you go to cookies, the same concept.
Yes.
I'll give an analogy
Yes.
before I give the definition. When you go to a supermarket and you have luggage with you, you have to get it to the luggage guy, and he'll give you a small little
Token.
Exactly. And when you're back from shopping, you need your item back. You give him your token, you get your item back.
Yes.
That's how cookies operate. So basically, cookies are stored on your browser. When you visit any website, they will give your browser a cookie, and it will record all you've been doing. If you've been searching a particular item, so that when you close that website and go back to the website, it will actually take you back where you're from. Look, for example, you're shopping online.
Yes.
Your shopping cart.
Yes.
Have you logged into your account? Nope. But your shopping cart is still having the items that you had put in it.
Oh.
That's our cookies.
All right. Okay. So good or bad?
Good.
Good.
Good for them, the developers on the website.
Yes.
Good for you because you won't lose your data.
Okay.
And you don't have to maybe, for example, cram your password and login details on a website.
After I play some Desiree, I'll be finding out what makes a good password.
Okay.
SFMKE, I'm getting your messages. Thank you so much, and happy Easter to you too. I see you, Mr. Eric Mwarari. Of course, you're allowed to comment. There you go. Praising your wife for being an amazing cybersecurity expert from She Hacks. I'm joined by Stella Magana. Why are you laughing and making me laugh in the process?
It's
It's nice.
Yeah.
You see, when you see a man representing on 00 Direct, it's like when you see a man at a gynecologist's. He could be the gynecologist. In this case, he ain't 00.
Yes.
Or he could be there for support and encouragement.
Exactly, yes.
Nothing wrong with support and encouragement on this Easter Saturday.
Oh, yes.
Speaking of, I am supporting you by giving you 500 shillings off your electricity bill. All you have to do is download the Jumia Pay app and use the voucher code 00. It is only valid for this 11 a.m. hour. So if you're thinking maybe you'll just listen and perhaps do it later, no, do it now. Download the Jumia Pay app, use the voucher code 00, get 500 shillings off airtime over 1,000 shillings or more, or 500 shillings off your electricity bill this month. How fantastic is that?
Thank you, Jumia.
Look at you. The big question is, what makes a good password?
I'm sure you've been prompted severally by different websites to have a password that has more than 8 characters, having a number in it, having special characters in it.
And I've forgotten them all the time.
All
Every
the
single time
time.
I keep forgetting them.
Yes.
Yeah.
And actually, it is said that you need a password that is at least minimum of 12 characters and should have all that. However, there's a way you can remember it. You can use your mother tongue.
Okay.
And you can use numbers within that sentence. For example, give me a sentence in your mother tongue, a very short sentence.
Ariek Marach.
Oh, wow. And then you can say something like, Oriek, 543, Marar.
Alexa, your translating services are needed here, but it's okay.
Yeah. So you can actually play with your mother tongue and put numbers and symbols in it and make sure it is above 15 characters.
So if you did not master your mother tongue, shame on you, because Stella Magana is telling you that's the easiest way to find yourself a safe password. No, I'm just kidding.
Yes.
But okay, so once you've got the password, how do you store it safely?
How you store it safely? People mostly use the inbuilt Google Chrome password manager saver. However, I would advise not to do that, because in case you're hacked, in case I have access to your computer, I will access your passwords. So have a third party, a different password manager altogether. They're mostly paid, they're never free, but it's worth the cost. And that way you can actually save extremely complicated passwords that you cannot cram. And that way you have saved your passwords and do not recycle passwords. Because in case I get a password to your Facebook account,
yes,
that means I can go guessing your password for your bank account.
Yes.
Because I've already have your email.
Yes.
And a password that I think you've recycled. So that way you have not been as safe as you should.
And since you're not supposed to recycle, how often are you supposed to change your passwords?
I'll advise monthly. I know that
goodness.
is on the higher end.
Yes.
But most companies give a 3-month leeway for that. And but a personal account, make sure you cycle as much as, I'll give it between 2 months to 3 months. Never go past 3 months, because technology gets better. Hackers get to know how to hack you, and within 3 months they'll be able to get to know what you use.
Tor browsers and VPN coming up. I want to know about VPNs and about Tor browsers. So firstly, Stella, joining us from She Hacks, what is a VPN?
So a VPN, this means a virtual private network. And that basically means the ability to browse online without your identity being known. Imagine a scenario where you have several passports. You can go to any country and enjoy their different laws.
Yes.
So you can access different websites, different services without being restricted with the different policies they have on ground. that's a VPN for you.
And they're legal?
Very legal. Actually, it's a must-have for every person who likes browsing online. VPNs will enable you to access services like Spotify while in Kenya, but I believe they are able to give us access as Kenyans. You can also browse a website without having them get access to your cookies, and even if they do send cookies, they'll give the cookies to the server that you're connected with, because a VPN basically means as Stella will connect to a server, say in States, and I will use that IP address from that server. So if I'm accessing a website, they will give the cookie to that server, not to my personal device, my personal browser.
So should you buy a VPN, or can you get a free one? How does it work?
Well, when it comes to free, unfortunately, they are there, but they tend to share your data. That's why they're free. And how to know that a VPN is good or bad? Look at the reviews. What are the people saying about it that have used it? And I'll always advise to buy. Buy a VPN. Is never expensive. That way you'll forever be quite confident when you're browsing, you're safe. The same way I couldn't find information about you.
Nothing.
You could also tell us which
nothing.
VPN do you use?
I use ExpressVPN.
Good. Very, very good, famous one.
Because primarily I like shows from the UK. So my husband and I, we watch the same things. So it just thinks I'm there.
Aha.
Yeah, in London with him.
You see? So that's the power of VPNs. You really get to be anonymous online. You can stream content that you like, and they won't get information about you that people like us that are curious can Google on.
So VPNs, buy one.
Yes.
Make sure you use it.
Yes.
And the VPN I use, it allows me over multiple devices. So it's my laptop, it's my television, it's my mobile phone. People don't know that you can connect a VPN to a TV, for example.
A smart TV for that matter.
Of course, it's smart.
Yes.
Yeah. What other type of TV is there? Please?
Yes.
But seriously.
Yeah.
So VPNs are important for all your
devices.
Digital devices.
Exactly, yeah.
What is a Tor browser?
Now, a Tor browser, I'll call it next level cybersecurity, protection, identity protection. Basically, a Tor browser, I'll first compare it to the normal browser. Normal browsers are indexed. That's why you can search a website on Google and it will bring you the most common ones, yes. But for a Tor browser, it comes from the word, I don't know if you've seen its logo. It's actually an onion, and that's how it's networked. It goes in layers. So if I'm to access any website inside the Tor browser, it will be through this layer, giving me access to this layer, to that layer, and to that layer. So that way, if somebody is to come back and trace my path, they'll have to go through that layer, which is quite complicated. Unlike normal browsing, if I connect to any website, to my Facebook account, I'll have one TCP connection, and that is easier to intercept than a Tor browser.
What is a TCP connection?
A TCP connection basically means a direct connection that from me as the client, having my browser, to the main server of that particular website.
Okay.
Yes, simple terms, that is.
We'll find out if you have to pay for Tor browsers or if they're free when we come back. Joined by Stella Magana from She Hacks, and we'd been discussing Tor browsers.
Yes.
It's like an onion.
It is.
It provides a layer between yourself and
the website you're browsing.
What do I need to do to get a Tor browser, and how do I use it?
Just download it from the internet. Make sure you download.
I've been told, do not download things from the internet, right? If there's one thing I've always told not to do, don't download things from the internet. So specifically, where do we go?
So I need you to search their official website.
Yes.
Just search Tor browser download. They will actually give you a hash function to make sure it's the right one. That means when you download that particular exe, the package, the file, thank you. Make sure you can counter check if it's the one by calculating its hash function. That I'll just tell you, go to YouTube, search how to calculate a hash function. What that does is you're just confirming that what I've downloaded, nobody has intercepted and put any form of malware in the download, so that you have the official application.
So once you've gone online, you've downloaded the Tor browser, then
Yes.
what?
Then make sure when you're launching it and starting it up, you've put on your VPN. And one thing, disclaimer about the Tor browser, make sure you know what you're actually searching for. Because if you land in a website that is not secure, it can actually give you feedback that is malicious to you. And if you do not have the particular firewall and VPN on your side, they will actually be able to get access to your information.
So what you're searching for or what you're downloading
Yes.
with a Tor browser? What do you mean exactly? Give me an example.
Just to let it be out there, the Tor browser is what helps you access the darknet, the dark web. And that's where all sorts of things happen. And actually, that's why I mentioned for the Tor browser, it's meant for high-level people who are able to use it. Because if you're a researcher, for example, and you want specific information that maybe Google has censored wherever, depending on where you live, Tor browser is where you go to. But if you're a normal internet user, for just social media websites, accessing here and there particular websites, you do not need it.
Okay.
Yeah.
What other forms of security are there apart from Tor browsers and VPNs that we can use as we navigate ourselves in this digital world?
Make sure you also enable your firewall. It comes inbuilt with the operating system you use, whether Windows, whether Mac. And it's quite effective, to say the least. And other than that, make sure you do not browse in unsecure internet sources. For example, you're going to Java, an open public Wi-Fi, any Wi-Fi that tells you connect without giving a password for the Wi-Fi, do not do that. Just go out of your way and buy bundles for the same.
Go buy bundles. Your
Yes.
tip for this Easter.
Yes.
Magana from She Hacks, which is a community of women from all over Kenya who are developing their cybersecurity skills. They're encouraging and motivating each other and learning from one another. Thank you for joining me. We've tackled so many things.
Oh, yes.
This public Wi-Fi situation, does it also extend to office Wi-Fi?
For office Wi-Fi, I can say generally it is quite safe. It is secure, but it is not private because your IT administrator will be able to see
I knew it.
what Double O does.
I knew it.
What
I
she's
knew
spending
it.
her time browsing. I can even tell how many hours you spent on a particular website.
I wasn't working. I was just browsing
Exactly.
through Mango.
Yes, but it's quite secure, but it's
Yeah.
not private.
Okay, so it's
Yeah.
secure, but it's not private.
Yes.
Now let's go on to social media.
Okay.
A lot is happening in that space.
Yeah.
Two things. One, as a woman, how do I protect myself from violence online on social media?
Okay. Well, it's a very wide topic, but it needs to be addressed often because I find it organically changing. As a lady, you first of all need to only make sure you do not share information that can compromise you. Do not take photos that are in your house. Do not take photos, especially in a manner that I can see you're outside, because as a cybersecurity expert, I can find a way to calculate your longitude and latitude, and I can know where you actually live. And one day, if you post you're alone in the name of, how we tend to freely share, I'm alone. this is what
Having
I've-
me time.
self-care, I'll actually come and attack you physically. Yeah, so do not share personal information that can compromise you, and make sure whenever you are posting that you're using your VPN.
Yes.
Because I can decipher what you're doing if you're not in a safe place, because that way I'll get your password, like I mentioned, I'll get your email address, and I'll compromise your other accounts.
Should you interact with your attacker online? Male or female?
First of all, in the first place, if you have an attacker and you know he's an attacker, report. Every platform from Twitter to Facebook to Instagram has a place where you can say, report this post, report this person who has just threatened me online. And do never ever do that, because first of all, you're enabling them and you're showing that you are not doing anything about the fact that he has attacked you. It's like interacting with somebody who has a gun on your head. You do not do that.
Whilst drunk.
Imagine.
So the other thing is, I was going to block somebody the other day,
Okay.
but then I realized that by blocking them and reporting them, the stream or the chat is deleted. So should you take screenshots?
Very good point you just brought out. Actually, immediately you find somebody threatening you online, other than blocking or even before blocking, take a screenshot for the sake of evidence, because they can go under. I believe recently we saw somebody who did that, and that way you have actual evidence. And in case that account needs to be tracked, or is resurfaced, it's already flagged. So you have the evidence. Even when you're going to say report the case to the police, that is actually digital evidence, and it is admissible in the court of law.
So that covers me.
Yes.
What about my children? What about people who are under 18?
Now, when it comes to the young guys, the teens online, it's advised for anybody who is above 13 can have a social media account.
Yes.
And we're looking at, I believe in the Kenyan system, that's somebody who is in high school. And as a parent, you should make sure you follow your child. You have the talk why social media is quite dangerous. Help them understand why I shouldn't take photos that are like this, why I shouldn't say where I am with my parents, because an attacker can know that home is empty, there's nobody in the house, and they can come and break in. Actually, we have seen several break-ins during holidays because they know actually this person is not at home.
They're up country
in Dubai or something. So it's actually best to post, because I know we have the urge to tell the world how much fun we're having. Post when you're back. Take the photos, enjoy what you have to enjoy in the videos, but once you're back home, post.
What safety measures can you put in place for those who are 13, 14, 15, 16 years old?
First of all, like I mentioned, follow your child's account. Follow the friends they follow. Yes, and let them understand why. First of all, don't come out as intrusive. And if you can, find a way to also make sure you have the password to your child's account. Yeah, and help them also be able to know how to use social media constructively. Say your daughter wants to become a lawyer.
Yes.
Help them follow lawyers online that post law-related posts.
When we come back, I'll be telling you what to do if you feel you've been hacked. Your email, your social media, your website, any of those accounts. What are the tips people need to know if they've been hacked? Live, standardmedia.co.ke at SpiceFMKE. If you want to dress me next week, this week I'm dressed by Olga Nato. If you want to dress me next week and you're a female fashion designer, you're a female in the fashion industry, you have a boutique, you have a stall, you make clothes in your house, it doesn't really matter. Reach out to me at SpiceFMKE. I would love to get to chat with you and find out what it is you're all about. Remember, my size. We will talk about that. But right now, I'm joined by a lady who is an expert in cybersecurity. She's part of the She Hacks, should I call it collective? Community
Yes.
of women from all over Kenya who are empowering themselves using cybersecurity as a tool and keeping you and me and our families safe online. It is very, 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 very important. Hacked.
Yes.
I've never been hacked.
Okay.
But I know lots of people who have been, and it's a terrible experience.
Yeah.
What are the first signs that you've been hacked?
The first signs you've been hacked is a prompt email that comes and tells you, there's an activity from this device. Is it you? Please confirm. I don't know if you've had such an email, because most of our accounts, mostly social media, banks, are linked to our personal accounts, Gmail account for that matter. And one of the first signs is somebody attempting to access your account. So you'll get a prompt email that says, there's an activity on this device. Is this you? Please confirm. That's one of the first telltale signs.
And it comes from who?
Because what happens, because you have linked your personal Gmail account.
Or it could be the bank. It could be,
it could be your
a shop.
Even your your social media accounts, Twitter, Instagram, and somebody attempts to log in. Like if I try to log into your IG right now, it will prompt you and tell you have 3 attempts of logins on this device.
Yes.
Is this you? Please confirm.
So that's step number 1.
Yeah, that's
2?
sign number 1 that you've been hacked.
Yeah.
Unfortunately for bank hacking, you will find transactions happening. This
Don't
balance
say it like that. It's so serious.
Balance, has this transaction has happened. If it's for social media, I can't access my social media, because what they tend to do is immediately change the password so that they have full control of your account. So the second sign is you can't access that particular account. And as the attackee, if I may say so, you should immediately report that you have been attacked, you've been hacked. If it's your bank, call your bank. If it's a social media platform, write an email to support, to contact. They're actually prompts to show, to report an attack. And then change your password if you still have access to that account. And if you haven't have access, you have to wait for them to enable you to have access to your account.
But how do they prove that it's you?
They'll ask questions. They'll send an email to your official account that you registered with. They'll send an email to click this link to
Exactly.
to verify
Reset.
it is you and reset the email password. Yeah, and then once you've done that, make sure you activate your two-factor authentication. That's basically linking your phone number to your account so that whenever you are logging in for the first time, it will send a text message. And I believe most banks do that as a must. You have to enable two-factor account authentication. Yes,
That's fantastic.
it is.
What else can you tell people as they spend more and more time indoors and spend more and more time online on keeping safe while navigating the digital world?
The first and main point I'll advise is have a VPN, because with a VPN it is rarely a occurrence that you'll be hacked, because we are indoors, and other than personal interrelationships, the people we live with will be mostly online. So whatever you do, from browsing, from even Zoom calls, anything you do, use a VPN for this festive season.